Right now, at this exact moment, an object from beyond our solar system is racing toward Earth at over 100,000 miles per hour. Astronomers call it 3I/ATLAS. It's only the third interstellar visitor ever detected, and according to ancient biblical prophecy, it might be the sign that changes everything. This isn't another end times theory. This isn't speculation about distant future events. This is happening now. Scientists are tracking it. Telescopes worldwide are locked onto it. And in the next few weeks, 3I/ATLAS will pass close enough to Earth that you might see it with your own eyes in the night sky. But here's what's making biblical scholars and prophecy watchers pay attention. The Bible specifically warned about celestial signs appearing before the return of Christ, signs in the sun, moon, and stars, objects from the heavens that would make people look up in wonder and fear. Could an interstellar comet, something that originated outside our solar system, traveled for potentially millions of years, and arrived precisely now, be the fulfillment of ancient prophecy? Could this be the warning Jesus himself described when he said the heavenly bodies would be shaken? If you want to understand what's happening in our skies right now and what the Bible says about it, subscribe immediately. This could be the most important message you hear this year. Let's start with the facts. 3I/ATLAS was discovered by the ATLAS telescope system, designed specifically to detect objects that could threaten Earth. When astronomers first spotted this comet, they immediately knew something was different. The 3I designation means it's the third confirmed interstellar object ever observed entering our solar system, not from the Kuiper belt, not from the Oort cloud, from outside our solar system entirely, from another star system, traveling through the vast emptiness of interstellar space until it reached us. Its speed is extraordinary, moving faster than any comet born in our solar system could move without assistance. Its trajectory confirms it came from beyond, a visitor from the cosmic deep, following a path that brought it directly into our neighborhood. But what's truly remarkable, and what has scientists puzzled, is its composition. Spectroscopic analysis reveals an unusual chemical signature, higher carbon dioxide to water ratio than expected. This isn't just another ice ball. Its molecular structure suggests formation in conditions very different from our solar system. Then something dramatic happened. A massive coronal mass ejection from the sun, a violent eruption of solar plasma, struck 3I/ATLAS directly. Scientists watched in real time as this solar storm collided with the interstellar visitor, potentially altering its trajectory and certainly affecting its composition. Next week, 3I/ATLAS passes Mars. In the coming weeks, it continues its journey through our solar system, and some calculations suggest it will be visible from Earth, a glowing messenger in the night sky that anyone can witness. Now let's examine what the Bible actually says about signs in the heavens before the end times. This isn't obscure interpretation. These are direct, explicit prophecies about objects appearing in the sky. Jesus himself prophesied in Luke 21:25-26. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. On the earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming on the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Signs in the stars. Heavenly bodies shaken. People terrified by what they see in the sky. Does an interstellar object racing through our solar system, struck by solar storms, exhibiting unusual behavior, does that qualify as the heavens being shaken? Joel 2:30-31. provides more detail. I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Wonders in the heavens. Not symbolic, not metaphorical. Actual observable phenomena that people will witness. The Hebrew word used here, mopheth, means signs, miracles, omens. Things that make people stop and realize something supernatural is occurring. Revelation 6:13 describes stars falling from heaven, like figs dropping from a fig tree when shaken by a strong wind. Could this describe debris, meteorites, or interstellar objects entering our atmosphere, objects from beyond our world, suddenly appearing in our skies? Matthew 24:29-30 is perhaps most explicit. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. The pattern is consistent across multiple biblical books. Before Christ's return, humanity will see undeniable signs in the heavens, objects, phenomena, cosmic events that demand attention and force even skeptics to wonder if something beyond natural explanation is occurring. Take a moment to hit that like button if this is opening your eyes to what's happening right now. The biblical evidence gets even more specific. Here's what makes 3I/ATLAS potentially prophetic rather than merely astronomical. It's interstellar. It came from beyond our solar system, from outside the realm that humans can explore or fully understand, from the deep cosmic unknown. In biblical cosmology, the heavens beyond Earth represent the realm of the divine, the third heaven that Paul references, the place where God's throne exists beyond human reach. When something comes from that realm, from beyond our solar system, from the cosmic deep, it carries different significance than local objects. Consider the Star of Bethlehem, the celestial sign that announced Christ's first coming. Scholars debate what it was: a conjunction of planets, a comet, a supernova. But whatever its nature, it was a heavenly sign sent by God to announce divine intervention in human affairs. If the Star of Bethlehem announced Christ's arrival, could an interstellar visitor announce his return? Could God use the same method, a sign in the heavens, to bookend human history? First coming, a star appears. Second coming, an interstellar object arrives. The Bible consistently portrays God as the creator and controller of celestial bodies. Psalm 147 verse 4 says, "He determines the number of the stars and calls them each by name." God doesn't just create stars, He directs them, names them, positions them according to His purposes. If God can set the stars in their courses at creation, He can certainly direct an interstellar object to arrive at a specific moment in human history. What astronomers see as random cosmic mechanics could actually be divine choreography, an object launched millions of years ago, traveling through space, timed to arrive precisely when prophecy demands. The timing of 3I/ATLAS's arrival is remarkable. Some would say impossible to dismiss as coincidence. Consider what's happening on Earth right now as this interstellar visitor approaches. Israel exists as a nation for the first time in 2,000 years, a prerequisite for dozens of end-times prophecies that couldn't have been fulfilled until this generation. Jerusalem is back under Jewish control. The political, geographical, and spiritual conditions Jesus described are finally in place. Global tensions are at unprecedented levels. Wars and rumors of wars. nation rising against nation, exactly as Matthew 24 predicted. The Middle East sits on the edge of regional conflict. Nuclear powers face off. Alliances form that match prophetic descriptions of end-times coalitions. Technology has reached the point where prophetic visions that seemed impossible for centuries now make perfect sense. The mark of the beast that enables buying and selling, digital currency, and biometric identification. The whole world watching events simultaneously. Global internet and satellite networks. Every prophetic puzzle piece has suddenly clicked into place. Natural disasters are increasing in frequency and intensity. Earthquakes in diverse places, famines, pestilences, climate instability. Whether you attribute this to human activity or natural cycles, the pattern matches biblical warnings about creation itself, groaning before Christ's return. And now, precisely when all these earthly conditions align, an object from beyond our solar system arrives. Not decades ago, when conditions weren't right. Not decades from now, when conditions might change. Now, in this specific window of human history, when prophecy watchers have been saying, the time is near. The statistical probability of this convergence occurring by random chance becomes vanishingly small. Either we're witnessing the most extraordinary coincidence in human history, or we're watching prophecy unfold in real time. What makes 3I/ATLAS even more intriguing is that scientists themselves are puzzled by what they're observing. This isn't behaving like a normal comet, even allowing for its interstellar origin. The chemical composition is unusual. That higher carbon dioxide to water ratio suggests formation in a stellar environment very different from our Sun. It implies origins around a star with different characteristics, possibly a different age or type. Scientists are trying to determine which star system it came from, but the calculations are challenging. When the coronal mass ejection from the Sun struck 3I/ATLAS, astronomers expected certain reactions based on standard comet behavior. But the object's response didn't quite match predictions. Its outgassing patterns, the way material ejected from its surface, the changes in its tail structure, all showed anomalies that researchers are still trying to explain. Some scientists have noted that 3I/ATLAS appears to be accelerating slightly beyond what gravitational forces and outgassing should produce. This could be normal cometary behavior poorly understood, or it could suggest internal processes we don't fully comprehend. As it approaches Mars next week, multiple space telescopes and planetary probes will observe it closely. NASA, ESA, and other space agencies have redirected resources to study this visitor. They want to understand not just what it is, but where it came from and whether interstellar objects pose any threat to Earth. But here's what's remarkable. Scientists are discovering that we understand far less about these objects than we thought. Each observation raises new questions. The more they study 3I/ATLAS, the more mysterious it becomes. It's as if the heavens are keeping secrets, revealing just enough to capture attention while maintaining divine mystery. Throughout history, celestial events have coincided with pivotal moments in biblical and human history. The pattern suggests that God consistently uses heavenly signs to mark significant events. The Star of Bethlehem appeared exactly when the Messiah was born, guiding wise men from the east to worship the newborn king. Historical records suggest this may have been a planetary conjunction, a comet, or a supernova. Whatever its nature, it was a sign that announced divine intervention. In 70 AD, when Jerusalem was destroyed exactly as Jesus prophesied, historical records document unusual celestial phenomena. Josephus records that a comet hung over the city for a year, and a star resembling a sword stood over Jerusalem. The heavens announced judgment. During the Reformation, when the Bible was being translated into common languages and the church was being transformed, multiple comets appeared that caught public attention. People saw these as signs of God shaking up established religious structures. In recent decades, blood moon tetrads have coincided with significant events in Israel's history. 1948, Israel's founding. 1967, Jerusalem recaptured. 2014 to 2015, rising tensions. Each time, rare lunar eclipse patterns aligned with prophetically significant moments. The pattern is clear. When God is about to do something significant in human history, He announces it through celestial signs. The heavens declare what's about to happen on earth, and those who are watching understand the message. Now, an interstellar object, something far rarer than comets or eclipses, arrives precisely when multiple prophetic indicators suggest we're approaching the end of the age. The historical pattern would suggest this is no coincidence. To understand how unique 3I/ATLAS is, we need to examine the only two previous confirmed interstellar visitors and what they revealed about objects from beyond our solar system. The first was Oumuamua, detected in 2017. This cigar-shaped object stunned astronomers with its unusual dimensions and trajectory. It accelerated away from the Sun in ways that couldn't be fully explained by normal cometary outgassing. Some scientists even speculated it might be artificial, though most settled on exotic natural explanations. The second was 2I/Borisov, discovered in 2019. This appeared more comet-like, but its chemical composition still showed it formed around a different star. It gave scientists their first real data about how planetary systems around other stars might differ from ours. Now comes 3I/ATLAS, and it's exhibiting characteristics that set it apart from both predecessors. Its composition is unusual even for an interstellar visitor. Its interaction with the Sun's coronal mass ejection provided data scientists have never obtained before, and its trajectory brings it through the inner solar system in ways that maximize Earth visibility. Here's what's prophetically significant. These three interstellar visitors have all arrived within just a few years of each other. For all of human history before 2017, we never confirmed a single interstellar object. Now suddenly, within less than a decade, three arrive. Could this acceleration of interstellar visitors represent the signs in the heavens increasing as we approach the end times? Jesus said it would be like birth pangs, events increasing in frequency and intensity. First one visitor, then another, now a third. The pattern matches prophetic descriptions perfectly. So what should we expect as 3I/ATLAS continues its journey through our solar system? Both scientifically and prophetically, several key moments are approaching. Next week, it passes Mars. Space agencies will observe it closely, gathering data about its composition and behavior. If anything unusual occurs, unexpected outgassing, trajectory changes, unusual electromagnetic signatures, we'll know quickly. In the following weeks, 3I/ATLAS continues toward its closest approach to Earth. Depending on how active it becomes, it could develop a visible tail, making it observable to the naked eye from Earth's surface. Imagine looking up at night and seeing an interstellar visitor glowing in the sky above you. Biblical prophecy suggests that celestial signs will precede immediate divine action. They're not just cosmic decoration, they're warnings to prepare. When Jesus described signs in the heavens, he followed immediately with, "When these things begin to take place, stand up and lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near." If 3I/ATLAS is indeed a prophetic sign, its passage doesn't mark the end. It marks the beginning, the acceleration of events, the time when those watching realize that prophecy isn't distant future anymore, it's now. It's happening in real time. We should watch for convergence. Does the appearance of 3I/ATLAS coincide with significant geopolitical events, with natural disasters, with technological breakthroughs that enable prophetic scenarios, with movements toward global governance or Middle East peace treaties that prophecy describes? The Bible doesn't tell us to fear celestial signs. It tells us to recognize what they mean and respond appropriately. For believers, that means readiness, watchfulness, and sharing the message that time is short. If 3I/ATLAS is indeed a prophetic sign, what should believers do with this information? How should we respond to potential confirmation that we're living in the generation that will see Christ's return? First, we watch. Jesus repeatedly commanded his followers to watch and be ready, not with fearful obsession, but with alert awareness. We pay attention to what's happening in the world and in the heavens. We recognize the signs for what they are. Second, we prepare spiritually, not through stockpiling supplies or building bunkers, but through ensuring our relationship with God is right, through repentance, prayer, and daily walking with Christ, through making certain that if he returns tomorrow, we're ready to meet him. Third, we share the message. If we truly believe these are prophetic signs, we have a responsibility to warn others, not with judgmental condemnation, but with urgent love. People need to understand what's happening and what it means. Fourth, we live with purpose. If time is short, every moment matters. Every conversation could be our last opportunity to point someone toward Christ. Every day could be our final chance to live out our faith practically and visibly. But we also maintain balance. Jesus warned against the opposite extremes: complacency that ignores signs and panicked hysteria that abandons wisdom. We live with urgent expectation while continuing faithful daily obedience. The appearance of 3I/ATLAS shouldn't make us sell everything and sit on a mountain waiting for Christ's return. It should make us live each day as if it might be our last, while planning responsibly as if we have years ahead. It should create holy urgency without reckless abandonment of responsibility. Predictably, not everyone accepts that 3I/ATLAS carries prophetic significance. Skeptics argue it's just a space rock, fascinating scientifically, meaningless spiritually. Let's address their objections honestly. It's just a comet, critics say. Natural, explainable, following normal physics. True, but that doesn't exclude prophetic significance. The Star of Bethlehem was probably a natural astronomical phenomenon too, yet it carried divine meaning. God can use natural processes to accomplish supernatural purposes. You're seeing patterns where none exist, skeptics claim. Confirmation bias makes you connect random events. Perhaps, but at what point does the accumulation of coincidences become impossible to dismiss? When 100 prophetic indicators align simultaneously with an interstellar visitor, is that really just random? People have been predicting the end times for 2,000 years and been wrong every time, critics point out. Also true, and why we must be cautious. But the fact that previous generations were wrong doesn't mean our generation is wrong. Eventually, one generation will be right. Could it be ours? The Bible's prophecies are vague enough to fit any era, skeptics argue. But are they? Israel existing as a nation, that's specific. Jerusalem under Jewish control, specific. Technology enabling global surveillance, digital currency, instant worldwide communication, those are recent developments that make prophecies suddenly plausible. The most honest skeptical position acknowledges we don't know what 3I/ATLAS means prophetically. It might be significant, or it might not be. Time will tell. That's fair, and precisely why we need to watch what happens next. The Bible warned about signs in the heavens before Christ's return. Right now, an interstellar object from beyond our solar system is racing through our cosmic neighborhood. Scientists are tracking it. Telescopes worldwide are locked onto it. And in the coming weeks, you might see it glowing in the night sky with your own eyes. Is this the prophetic sign Jesus described? Is this the celestial messenger announcing that redemption draws near? We can't be absolutely certain, but we'd be foolish to ignore the possibility. Everything Jesus prophesied about the end times is either fulfilled or in process of fulfillment. Israel exists. Jerusalem is controlled by Jews. Technology makes previously impossible prophecies suddenly feasible. Global tensions match biblical descriptions, and now precisely on schedule, an object from beyond our world arrives to capture humanity's attention. The convergence is remarkable. The timing is suspicious. The biblical parallels are undeniable. Whether you believe 3I/ATLAS is a prophetic sign or dismiss it as astronomical coincidence, one thing is certain. We're living in extraordinary times. The heavens are declaring something. The question is whether we're listening. Are we watching? Are we paying attention to what God might be saying through the cosmos itself? 3I/ATLAS is here now. Not coming soon, not distant future, now. Racing through our solar system at this very moment. The sign Jesus warned about might literally be over our heads right now, and most people are too distracted by their phones to look up and notice.